Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Alright Seipher, we're ready.
Hey everyone, Seipher here and welcome back to Seipher Plays Pokémon Ruby Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we made our way through the end of Route 119 to Fortree City, which I must just say is probably the coolest looking city in this game. It was always a stunning sight whenever I first got here. Anyway, after that, we immediately tried to beeline it for the gym, but were blocked by an invisible wall. With no leads as to how to get to the gym, we progressed further eastward to Route 120, where we ran into interviewers Gabby and Ty again, and got some decent cash out of them. We then actually encountered Steven again, who gave us a means to see invisible Pokemon who are blocking our way. We also caught a few Pokemon in a form of Reaper the Absol and Toru the Kecleon, and finally we unblocked the Kecleon that was blocking the path to the gym and cleared out the gym trainers. This time we will be challenging the gym leader Winona, and I'm honestly very nervous, despite my strategy. As you can clearly see from the sidebar and from my team now, I've done a lot of prep, gotten my team up to level 33, and as you can see I swapped Dane the Magneton for Urbosa. Just from my own history, I think I have a better strategy here with Urbosa as the lead for this than Dane, so here's my plan before we actually get on into this. As you can clearly see, Urbosa is holding a Quick Claw. This is because her lead Pokemon has Quick Attack and will likely use it, considering Urbosa outspeeds her lead Pokemon. And so, rather useful to keep in mind. Just in case that goes off, well, whether it goes off or not, I would prefer for it to go off, but if not, it's not the biggest deal. Just to outspeed that one Pokemon. I've pre-burned Lombardi here, so his Guts is active. And I've given him the Silk Scarf, and as I've already gone over before, I've taught him Facade, so he is my Gambit, my nuke to hopefully wipe out the thing I'm most nervous about in this battle. I just hope that he has enough IV, that is 11 in attack IV isn't gonna be an issue. And then, last but certainly not least, I have Stussy the Wishcash, who, with her Ice Beam, is a solid backup plan in case Lombardi isn't able to take care of that. And I bet you're wondering, why do I have Forest with me? This is a flying type gym. Shouldn't I have someone else who could probably help me win? Well, despite my nervousness, I'm a bit stubborn, and I want to see if I can get through this with a starter in the team. I know that he can't really do much in this battle. There's only one Pokemon that he can kind of fight, and even then he probably shouldn't fight. But I'm just gonna hope for the best. Shogo still has his King's Rock, and I gave Darude the experience share because out of all of my Pokemon, aside from Forest, he's probably the one that I least expect to go into battle, so if he needs to come in, I want him to at least get over the current level cap. So there's that. Anyway, with no time like the present, we might as well do this. I'm Winona. I'm the leader of the Fortree Pokemon Gym. I have become one with bird Pokemon, and have soared the skies. However grueling the battle, we have triumphed with grace. Witness the elegant choreography of bird Pokemon and I. Okay. Now, the reason I'm so nervous about this is that in my first run, this battle is where my Nuzlocke journey ended. I had started with a Mudkip and gotten it up to Marshtomp. Due to the level cap, it couldn't fully evolve, and I had a crack team behind me. I had a Lairon that was ready to get in and soak up any physical damage. I had a Coughing that I had added to the team to basically take on a wall roll in case Laron didn't go through. I had a Zangoose of my own that time too, and I also had a Grumpig and a... well, actually, I forget what the last one was, but either way, it did not matter, and we'll be getting into exactly what happened to that team as soon as it becomes relevant. Now, this Swellow is her starting Pokemon. It's pretty box typical for a AI-controlled Swellow. Has the moves Aerial Ace, Double Team, Endeavor, and Quick Attack. I have that Quick Claw just to see if I can outspeed, and it seems to have procced because she definitely would have gone for Quick Attack. I use Shockwave because if she had gone for Double Team, that wouldn't miss. So this should get me at least in solid footing, and should bait in her next most dangerous Pokemon. The Pokemon that ended my run in the first run of Ruby, this Altaria. Level 33 moves are Earthquake, Dragon Dance, Dragon Breath, and Aerial Ace. This thing likes to set up Dragon Dances and then Earthquake or Aerial Ace your team down. It is what cost me my first run, and I'm going to count on it either going for a Dragon Dance here or an Earthquake to try and take out Urbosa, depending on if she sees a crit or not, because I'm pretty sure the AI can tell if they're going to crit. Okay, no, she went for a Dragon Dance. Thankfully, though, that does make this Altaria more dangerous by raising attack and speed. Altaria with a speed boost, even with a plus speed nature, should be slower than Lombardi here, due to his perfect IV and speed and no decreases and all that. Anyway, it's time for my nuke Gambit. Facade is doubled to 140 power thanks to Lombardi's burn. His attack stat is multiplied by 1.5 due to Guts, and he's holding a Silk Scarf, which gives him an extra 10% power to his normal type moves, and he has Stab, so an additional 50%. So this should take this thing down, I hope. Yes! Oh my god, yes. That is excellent. That thing terrified me because in my first run... Okay, now I remember. I had a Magneton of my own in my first run that I had led off with, and it had taken a little damage from the Swellow, but I had managed to overcome it. But then she immediately brought in her Altaria, who immediately went for Earthquake and took it out, so I then brought in my Marshtomp at the time, Newgate, to try and Ice Beam it down, and unfortunately I had a minus special attack nature on my Marshtomp, so it survived one Ice Beam from my Marshtomp, and then got a Dragon Dance off on that turn, and then immediately proceeded to sweep me with Earthquake for the rest of the fights. Or Aerial Ace, because I had Coughing, and Coughing couldn't be hit by Earthquake. Well, this is certainly a weight off my chest. I honestly felt a little queasy coming into this fight because I was so worried, but thankfully I seem to be getting through this. So let's quickly shift Stussy in, just because she's holding the amulet coin and I want to trigger that, and I probably should have expected that. Okay, I'm gonna bet that you're gonna go for a Protect because this thing has Water Gun, Aerial Ace, Protect, and Supersonic. It's not that much of a threat, but it can be a bit annoying, so let's use the Yellow Flute to cure that confusion. And I called it, and let's try an Ice Beam. Of course you go for that. Okay, thank you, Stussy, for making it through. I went through the trouble of teaching you Ice Beam just to deal with this, and okay, that's actually good. Now that you're frozen, which I honestly didn't expect because you only have like a 10% chance to freeze with Ice Beam, and it's rarely ever seen. Well, this just gives me a safe switch into Urbosa, who I've taught Thunderbolt, and who can easily take out this Pelipper, and I'm surprised that you're actually faster. Or maybe you use Protect. Yeah, that's probably it. You were hoping to thaw out and use Protect. Oh well. Stussy grew to level 34. And now her final Pokemon, Skarmory, has Sand Attack, Fury Attack, Steel Wing, and Aerial Ace. I'm just gonna go with Thunderbolt to hope that I outspeed this thing. Well, actually, yeah, there was no denying that I'd get that I'd outspeed it, but Shockwave would have been helpful if it had used Sand Attack, but it wouldn't. But Thunderbolt took it out before it could really be a problem. So we've defeated Winona. Never before have I seen a trainer command Pokemon with more grace than I. In recognition of your prowess, I present to you this gym badge. 6,600 Poke for winning. Seipher received the Feather Badge from Winona. With the Feather Badge, all Pokemon up to level 70, even those you receive through trades, will obey your every command. You will also be able to use the HM move Fly outside of battle. And this is a gift from me. Obtain the TM40. Though she didn't use this move throughout the battle, it is Aerial Ace, a 60 power flying type move that never misses. TM40 contains Aerial Ace. It's speed. No, Pokemon should be able to avoid it. Yep, it is a very good move. I will not be using it though unless I need to bring out either Charlie or Nimbus, because Swellow will eventually get it himself. And now that that's taken care of, I can actually just quickly teach that Fly HM to Swellow, not to Lombardi. Oh, I didn't... I hadn't considered this, but... I just noticed now that we can actually teach it to Darude, who doesn't really have many physical moves that he can use. He only has Dig right now, and we have a bit too much between Feint Attack, Bite, and Crunch, so I think I'll get rid of Bite. Since Feint Attack never misses, it could be more useful. And give Fly to Darude. And now that that's taken care of, we can actually progress onward. I think I'll just leave the burn on Lombardi for right now. And I suppose I should say now that we've taken care of that, we can go over here, because after you battle Gabby and Ty 3 times, they will continue in their rotation from Route 111 to Route 118 to Route 120. Getting stronger each time up to 6 times. After the 6th time, which I've done 2 off screen, the 4th battle they had level 33s, in the 5th battle they had level 36s, and in this battle they'll have level 39 Pokemon that are fully evolved. They're basically going to be how I get my money from now on. Whenever I need some cash, I'll just go around these areas now that I can fly to them at any time. So let's actually just progress onward and get a little more fighting in. My Pokemon is strong. How about yours? Alright, well, I think I'll be able to deal with you rather easily. I mean, I just beat Winona, and you're just a bird keeper with a Swablu that is 4 levels beneath my Thunder Wolf, I guess? I don't really know what Urbosa is supposed to... what animal Urbosa is supposed to be. Your Pokemon were stronger. Yeah. Well, I suppose we can just progress onward now. And you know what, I'll fight this guy too. Do you have any moves that can strike a flying Pokemon? I have plenty of moves that can strike flying Pokemon. But not to. Well, that's a little different. Not that it'll do much against Urbosa. With the defeat of Winona, we do technically have a few things that we can go do, but I wanted to just get a little bit of exploration in before I go do them. And a Swallow, okay, well we can easily deal with that. But I think I'll actually bring Stussy in. With the defeat of Winona, our level cap has increased dramatically from 33 to 42. We will have a few things to take care of before we get to that point, but it shouldn't be anything we can't deal with. So, I'll just... Oh. Shoot, that Endeavor was actually pretty strong of an opening move. Alright, well... I suppose now that we have the ability to fly wherever we want, I can actually put Forest back in the lead since he and Shogo are the lowest levels, and we're actually going to fly all the way to Lavaridge Town because now we have a few things that I forgot to do last time, and well, actually, let's just first heal up, and then we'll get into what I forgot to do when we were here. Okay, now, in one of these houses, I believe this one right here, if we talk to this guy right here, my wife's warming an egg in the hot springs. This is what she told me. She left 2 Pokemon with the daycare, and they discovered that egg. Okay, apparently not, but there is a TV here. I might as well go through this, because I did nickname that task form that we got from the Weather Institute off screen. And now it's time for the Name Reader Show. I tell your Pokemon's fortune from the nickname you've bestowed. Advice is what I have to give, and it is helpful advice that I offer. Today, I shall prophesize the nickname Aurora of Seipher's Pokemon Castform. This nickname is a nickname that will nurture the caring and compassionate side of Pokemon. If raised properly, this Pokemon will come to exhibit real warmth. The nickname Aurora is very shapely in a pleasing manner. The presence of the letter O and R, now that is remarkably good. But I must say, Seipher has a most remarkable flair for devising nicknames. It is my hope that the trainer will continue to treat Aurora with love. That's it for today's show. May we meet again. Alright, well... that's one thing. Maybe it's in here, but not from the counter. You've come to look for herbal medicine in Lavaridge? That's rather commendable. I like you. Take this. Obtain the charcoal. That is basically like my Miracle Seed and the Mystic Water that we got from the cast form, except it's 10% boost to Fire-type moves. Not that I'll be needing it anytime soon because we do not have a Fire-type on the team, nor any Fire-type moves at the moment. Though I did go to the Mauville Game Corner off-screen and did pick up a Flamethrower TM, because I thought that Vibrava would be able to learn it, but I mean, that Darude would be able to learn it, but apparently not. He is a little bit of a ways off from being able to do so. Anyway, let's actually run from this Numel, and let's toss up a Repel while we're here. There we go. Because now that... well, we technically could have taken care of this as soon as we got our 4th gym badge, but now that we have access to strength outside of battle, we can go in here. We get a new taste of a gimmick in the form of strength puzzles. They're pretty simplistic, I do believe, and won't be much of an issue, but if we come back here, we get TM06, that is Toxic. A rather decent move to keep in the back pocket for later on. I don't believe there's anything more use of here, at least for my team, though I believe if you push down this boulder and complete the puzzle, you can get a Firestone. Not that I think that there's any Pokemon in Hoenn that naturally evolve with a Firestone till a bit later, and even then, Fire-type Pokemon at that point aren't that useful, so let's actually... I know I have escape ropes, but since I have Dig on Darude, we can just use that to get out of this cave instantaneously. And now that we've done that, we're actually going to fly all the way to Dewford, because there is one item that I forgot to grab when I surfed back over here, and I believe it is in this building right here. I believe if we talk to this guy, I'm studying up the hip, trendy, cold school now. Maybe cold school now. Is it true there's a deep link between cold school and school? Sure. Oh, so my hunch was right. I'm one step closer to being hip and happening. Okay, not you. I forget who it is, but one person in here. I think you. Anyway, I was saying earlier, we should get together and organize a cold school party on the island. Oh, a smashing good idea. It will sell once and for all who is best at cold school. Brilliant indeed. Starting today, our lives will revolve around cold school. Okay, I know somebody in here has an item for me, and it's a very powerful one. This whole business about cold school. Is there a TV show on it? No? Okay. I don't really remember what these phrases are about, but I'm sure that it can be helpful with mixing records, if at least in the... Actually, I forget if that was a thing back in this generation of the games. Oh well, let's talk to you. For me, Sludge Bomb is at the peak of popularity. It's the one. Huh? You're telling me you don't know what about Sludge Bomb? That's outright pitiful. I'll give you one. Obtain the TM36. That is Sludge Bomb, a 90 power poison type move that is honestly the best poison type attack in the game at this point. Probably not going to be very useful for my team, but figured I should get it just in case, you never know. Anyway, with that, let's quickly fly back to Fortree City. And we'll just keep on going. Just for a little bit more. Now that we have 6 badges, it's honestly rather nice. I surpassed my original run, because that Altaria is kind of a wall to overcome. I'm glad that I managed to this time. Though this will just be now to set my sights on actually completing a Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Anyway, you know what? I know that we haven't done a lot in this episode, but I think that I want to end things off here. I'm a little tired, just because I've got myself up into a nervous wreck over that gym battle, and now I just want to have a bit of time to relax and maybe get my team up a little smidge, just so that they're a bit more on par. So I think I will end things off here for today. So I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.